Hey Wellspring, Aaron and I are here just trying to figure out, in the midst of all the changes going on, what can we expect? Right, so Sunday morning is shifting a little bit, we're sheltering in place, we're trying to figure out from homeschooling kids to working at home to juggling all the shelter in place stuff, like what does church look like?
Yeah, so like for us, we've been trying to think and pray about how to best do that, especially as much as we love in-person gatherings. That's not the reality that we live in right now, at least for the foreseeable future. So what we're thinking of doing, what we're hoping to do is something called Together at Home. And basically it's going to be this idea of we still want to be the church together, but because we're in our homes, we just have to do it from our home. So this is going to be in 3 parts. The first part is simply Sunday mornings.
Yep.
So very simply, our Sunday gatherings will be online. Go to our website at 10:15 every Sunday. We'll have our worship and teaching there for you. I don't know, anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, and we'll have a little bit of instruction on the website of maybe how to run with that after service. So a few different components. We'll have a question or two that you can talk with each other about in your homes. We're going to encourage everyone to celebrate communion each Sunday together in their homes. We're just trying to figure out a way for us to not just do the visual thing, but also have some embodied practices in our homes. And then we're also asking everyone to try and connect with a few people. Do a phone call, do a text, as a part of just sort of connecting.
Yeah, for sure. So that's Sundays, and then also throughout the week, we're trying to figure out how do we stay connected as a church, and what could that possibly look like. So again, for me, a lot of this is really hard because I just want to be in person with other people, and I feel like, with the technology, it's great, but I think it is what it is. But all that to say, what we're going to try to do is have different kind of virtual digital hangouts throughout the week. Yeah. The first one being Wednesdays at 7 o'clock, and then also Thursdays at noon via Zoom. And there's details below in the email here, or if you're watching this on our website below this video. But maybe just quickly, we'll talk the Wednesday 7 o'clock one. It's going to be more of like a Bible study class called Jesus, Where Are You? And we want to talk about what does it look like to trust God in the midst of chaos.
Because it feels kind of chaotic right now, doesn't it? I think most of us can look at our lives and be like, all right, life is chaotic. So what does the scripture have to say? So what we're going to do is Aaron and I are going to do a podcast that's about 30 minutes that will really dive into the scriptures, that'll be back and forth, and then we will gather as a group and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So that way it'll sort of be this both and space where you can digest the information, but then we can engage, pray, and talk together.
Yeah, and
some details there.
Yeah, so that gathering component of that will be Wednesdays at 7. So we'll release that podcast to those who sign up a few days prior. You'll have a few days to listen or watch that. And then Wednesdays at 7 via Zoom, again, details below to sign up for that. We'll have a space to talk and ask questions and gather and learn together.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then tell us a little bit about the Thursday space.
Yeah, so Thursdays at noon, we're going to have a variety of different kind of topics that we want to focus on. I think for this first one, we're going to talk about best practices to navigate through this shelter in place, like what's working, what's not working, what are things we can do with our kids,
and
things like that.
We'll try and get a couple folks that are more experts in their field.
Yeah.
So our hope is to get maybe a doctor, maybe a therapist, some people that have someone who maybe has a little kid expertise, so that we can answer questions, offer some best practices, and maybe have a little space to even pray together.
Yeah, totally. So that's Thursdays at 12 noon. Again, details to sign up below. And then simply the last thing, the third part of this Together at Home kind of initiative is that we really want to encourage each person in the church to maybe think of 1 to 3 people that they can regularly be praying for, texting, phone calling, FaceTiming, just so we can stay connected and interconnected as a church. So I don't know kind of how we want to do that. I mean, with phone calls and texts for sure.
Yeah.
But I think really think about who are those people in your life that you can consistently just be in relationship with in this kind of digital space. So,
yeah. And even one of the things I've been thinking about is even folks that would never come to church or maybe even don't believe in God, but it's I think most people I'm experiencing these days are open to prayer. It's whether they believe in God or not, I'm finding I can just go up to someone and be like, I don't know if you believe in God at all, but can I pray for you? And they're like, yes.
Totally.
So we're just trying to create a space, some consistency as we move into the next few weeks. So a few things you can depend on. One, Sunday morning there will be content, information, or worship experience you can participate in. Wednesday nights we're going to do an in-depth Bible study and then discussion space. Thursdays at noon there will be a space where we can get together, pray together, and then we're inviting you to connect with one another. And then our staff team is trying to figure out through all of our well communities and all of our classes, trying to figure out a way to reach out to everyone. So please, if you have needs, reach out to us. We want to care for you. We want to try and figure out what does it look like to move together, to be together, even when we're at home.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So again, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. We love you guys. We look forward to when we'll be able to see you guys face to face.
Sounds good.
All right.
See you guys soon.